Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. My co-host Barbara should be here soon, and this is Psychic Friday. And, we've had a couple of weeks, of everything from technical stuff to getting new dogs to, all sorts of things. And I guess I just want to start off by saying that we are sorry that Richard Conrad...
Let me say it. Let me say it, okay?
Okay, good.
Let me deal with it, okay?
Right.
But I want to know, has Barbara texted you back?
Not yet, but sure she will.
Yeah, good luck. Really upsetting me when she does this. I know she's busy, but whatever she's doing, she can at least let us know. Okay. I have a message from Richard's son, and this is what I got. He wrote, "I'm so sad for you." Oh, wait, wrong one. "Hi, Dayle. This is very hard for me to let you know that Dad has passed. He left us on the night of the 22nd. He had been struggling with a UTI and pneumonia for the last month. He was unable to talk much, spent most of the day and night sleeping. This last week, he was in the hospital for 7 days. Let's see. When he was able to talk a little, he just wanted to come home and make me promise to just let him go. He was 95. He got to go peacefully in his surroundings. I let him know about your puppy. That was my dog, Lucky. He was very sad for you. He just couldn't talk or respond. If you could let all your friends on your podcast know, we would have wanted that. He would have wanted that. I'm sorry for not letting you know sooner. I've not slept much these last few weeks, so I was out all day yesterday and most of today. Just wanted to say thank you for the things you and Blythe did for him. I know he loved you both." And I wrote back to him, "I'm so sad for you. Dad is in a better place. I feel good that I told him everything. We loved him with all our hearts and soul. I know he didn't have much longer. Lucky is up there with Richard in heaven. God bless you and Melody. At least I had 8 years of the time of my life with him. God bless you."
All right, well, Barbara's
That's what I wrote back.
Barbara's here. You there, Barbara?
Yes, hi. That's a wonderful letter. I came in and I heard exactly when you started Richard's son's letter. And wow, that was a really nice letter, and your reply was very nice as well. And thank you for reading that. He was a very, very special man.
Yes, he was. And Barbara, I want to ask you a couple of things. Also, the weird thing is my dog, we had to put down Lucky because he was 3 years old, and we had to put him down because he was having seizures. So that was on the 5th of May, and Richard passed on the 22nd of May. So I know they're together in Rainbow Heaven. You know what Rainbow Heaven is?
Dog
Barbara?
Heaven and Dog and People
Yes.
Heaven? No. I've never heard of it.
Yes, Well, Rainbow Heaven is Dog and People Heaven, and it's where the dogs wait for you, and when you cross over, they greet you. That's called Rainbow Heaven. And I didn't know about it either. I just found out myself. when somebody sent me
Wonderful.
a whole bunch of stuff on Rainbow Island. So it's been rough for me for the last month. And Barbara, my feeling is I wanted to know what I've been doing is, and I've done this before, I've written to Richard in heaven, you know, whatever's going on in my world. Does that sound odd to you?
No, that's nice. Some people really do like to take the pen to the paper. Some people just do it in their head or say it out loud. So I do it. I don't write it down. I think it's a great way, though, to write it down, because then when it does happen and you do talk to them or spend time with them or they visit you, maybe then you're more prone to writing that down, too, because you do forget.
I have to tell you something very weird that happened to me. I asked, and I'll go to Johnny in a minute because it was his birthday yesterday, but I asked Richard to give me a sign, and I've done this with my dad, you know, to let me know that he heard me or he knows I was around praying for him. And the sign that I got from him was on my phone. My phone said, I don't know, it was just something that popped up, and it said, from the other side, somebody wants to talk to you. And I said, that is weird. And I showed that to my husband. You know, someone who passed on wants to talk to you. That's what I got. And I'm going, this is very strange. Anyway, it was all kind of things, and then it entailed Jesus, and it entailed, you know, love and all this stuff. And then to top that off, I have a new puppy now. I'll talk about that later. Her name's Roseanne, and I was playing some music for my puppy from Spectrum Television because I've never, ever done this in my whole life. And I played music because she seems to like music. So I was playing the music, and all of a sudden it popped up Moab, and that was a place Richard and I went to about 3 times, and it showed the arch at Moab, and I've taken many pictures of that arch.
No way.
And I thought, I swear to God, and I know now that he was hearing me. So that is my story for this week. And except for Rosie, I'll tell you about later. But I wanted to go on to Johnny's birthday, so you can talk to him about that.
Right.
Okay. Well, how was it, Johnny?
Well, it was interesting because this is sort of a funny thing. I got an Uber gift card from my sister, and I've been sort of getting a lot of Uber gift cards from people. And it's funny, I almost decided to go to a speed dating thing over in Pensacola, but I decided against it because I couldn't be able to afford the Uber to get there. But it just that it was like, it got me thinking, you know, now I can travel more Uber, I can go places, you know. So it's I mean, you know, it makes me feel a lot more independent that way. So when people were giving me Uber, which, by the way, Barbara was one of them. She gave me a $25 one. And
Johnny, the Ubers that you've gotten between me and your sister that I know about, you would have $75. How far are you going for this dating?
Oh, I'm not going to it.
Or where was it?
It was in Pensacola. It probably would have taken about $100 and something to go there. It wouldn't have been able to have. It wouldn't have been worth it. And besides, you know, when you do the speed dating thing, you only see a woman for 5 minutes, which really does.
Now, what do you think, Dayle, about that whole Did he make the right decision and not spend
Yes.
Uber
Yes.
money? Okay.
Yes.
That's what I think, too.
To go for 5 minutes is ridiculous because you don't know you'll ever see that person again.
Okay.
I could see if you could go around your neighborhood or close by, but to go 175 miles, that's ridiculous.
I will tell you this. You're gonna love this deal because I love you to death. I wanted to tell you this. I would be remiss if I did not ask you your opinion on this, because as soon as I saw the idea, and I think the lady that I brought out to me was nice, but it got me thinking. I was going over in my mind all day today, thinking like, should I ask Dayle to bring out the cards, about all this, because it was big. I was thinking in my mind. I almost brought it up to you earlier when I confirmed with you for tonight. But then I decided that, it would be better material for the show. So
we had a lot of other issues to cover, but
yeah.
I like to hear about Johnny's dating thoughts and progress. Everybody does.
Well, I just think
everybody loves talking about romance.
I think that it would have been a very not a good time to go, and when it's right, you'll know it,
Right.
When it's someplace that's closer to where you
I'm
live,
looking
fine.
for somebody closer. Some of those, I might go to a speed dating thing, but closer to where I'm at. Not something that's like $100 an Uber one way, and then $100 that's not worth doing.
Okay, I got something
Well, how was
to
your
say.
strawberry cake?
Oh, that was
Sorry,
good.
Joe. Talk over you.
That was good. Yeah, the strawberry cake was good, and it's just, it was interesting. Strawberry cake, and I think people are starting to, I don't know. I like candy, but the Uber gift cards are fun. And by the way, thank you, Barbara, again for what you gave me. Thank you. That was nice of you.
You are welcome.
Well, don't forget, Johnny, I send you tons of flowers.
Oh.
And happy birthdays.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yes, on
Best
Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you for that.
On Facebook, I did. You're welcome. But I didn't know I was supposed to get a gift for you, so otherwise I would have got something, but I'm sorry.
Not everybody does whatever they want to do. It's not like Christmas where we have rules.
Well, I have to tell you this cute little story really quick. I was crying for like 12 days over the loss of my dog, Lucky. I was very close with him, and I loved him with all my heart and soul. And he was 3 years old, and he was a 100-pound German Shepherd, and I didn't want to see him suffer anymore. And he had like 14 seizures, and we took him to the vet, and then they gave him some Valium and all this stuff to see if it would work to stop the seizures, and it didn't, so we had to put him down. Well, it hurt like there was no tomorrow. We loved that dog. That was my husband's dog. He followed him everywhere, and he was the most protective dog we've ever had in our life. Anyway, I gave up. I was looking for dogs in the Humane Society everywhere, and I just couldn't find anything I liked. And I went up to my chiropractor's office, and Blythe saw this little local magazine for Gardnerville and Tahoe sitting on the chair, and he looked at it, and it was filled with puppies, all kinds of puppies. And I went, whoa. So I looked at it, and then I called the number. I saw one I liked, and I called the number. The lady was there. We had to drive to Fallon, which is 2 hours from where I'm at, and go pick up the puppy, and she had like 9 puppies. And the first one she brought out, I knew was mine, and that little dog was psychic. And her little name is Rosie Ann. And at least it's made the sorrow that I've gone through a little bit better. And she's very smart. I was telling Johnny about her. She's a border collie poodle.
And actually, it's funny because our dogs, actually share a name. Because my dog, we gave our dog two names, Zoe Rosita. So the Rosita in you, in mine, matches the Rosie in yours.
Really? Oh, Rosita,
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
Well,
That
is true.
About that.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys, that's what I named we named our cat Petal Rose. We had the Rose in an animal name we loved too. All three of us put a rose in an animal pet name. That's interesting.
Yeah, all three of us, Rosie. Well, I can't, between Barbara, between Richard and the thing was, I knew he was going to pass on, but I didn't know when. And I thought it would be by his birthday, which would be August. So I know what's so weird, and I need to tell Johnny about this, about on YouTube. They have this thing on hospice on when you're dying, what to look forward to about the person who's dying. And I didn't realize, I really had a lot of faith that he might make it. I realized he was sleeping like 14, 15 hours a day. That's one of the signs. He wasn't eating hardly at all. That's one of the signs. He didn't want to talk anymore on the show because he couldn't talk. He could barely, speak. That's one of the signs. He wanted to be away from people. That's one of the signs. But about 3 weeks ago, he sent me a picture, and I sent it to you, Barbara, of himself. And you even said, God, he looks like he's going to die in an hour. Do you remember saying that?
Yes, I do. It was shocking. It was a shocking photo, and he was ready to go. But was he in pain? Is that why he couldn't talk?
No, he wasn't in pain. Because of the growth in his mouth, he was the size of a lemon. The upper palate, he couldn't eat, and he had cancer up there, but he wasn't in pain, but they had to grind up his food all the time, for him to get any food down. So it was a rough, he had pneumonia and ICF or something. And, I sent you the picture of him looking great before he left here. Remember that one? I sent you the Navy one?
Yes. Only
I sent you the Navy picture. And you could see the difference. And I know we took him to all the best doctors in the world here. We did whatever we could. But probably if I was there in New Mexico, I would have got hospice in to help out because it was too much for his son. I mean, his son did everything. And it was rough. And I guess they're having a funeral, but I've heard nothing. So that's the way it goes.
All right. So
but anyway, that's it.
Are you ready for some calls?
Hold on. We will be missing. We will and do miss Richard Conrad. And why don't we down the road soon, Johnny, put up that interview we did with our comrade.
I'll see if I can look it up. That'd be good.
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah, that will be good.
Can remember Richard, yes, and he was a great man. We loved having him on the last 3 to 4 years. He did add a lot to this world, and he still will in the universe. Never be missed, and you can check out his books as well. What a wonderful friend and great memories you do have with him, Dayle. And thank you so much for sharing those wonderful messages, the letter from Richard's son, grown adult son, that wrote such wonderful words about you. And thank you for all the care that you did, you and your husband, Blythe, all those years, and the memories. And it wasn't just care, because you guys traveled together. You did a lot of fun things for many years together. So I know you cherish those memories.
I think what was special what was special was when he was 90, he had a birthday in Ocean Shores. Do you know where that is, Barbara? Ocean Shores?
It sounds familiar and very beautiful. And 90, that's a wonderful birthday for somebody. Wow. What happened at that birthday party?
Well, we had a great time. We drove in each car with his family all the way up there. I think it's in Washington, but I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oregon. I can't remember.
On the
but
coast,
we went to Ocean
clam digging, Ocean Shores,
yes.
somewhere along by Olympia. Yes.
Oh, can
right.
you look it up where it is? Because I don't even remember. And
Okay.
I went there. Johnny, I'm sorry. You're just going to have to wait, okay? I went up there to Ocean Shores, and his daughter and daughter's husband, they made him a little party for a 90-year-old. And, I took all the photographs of that time, and they made him a quilt, a military quilt, because he was in the military for 20 years, a military quilt. And all his friends that were alive were still there. And the one gift that he got, where they said they were going to publish his book, so, that was good. And he just really enjoyed it. Yeah, we spent about a week.
To see that quilt.
Oh, well, I doubt if you will, but it was just a military quilt. It was unbelievable. The whole family, even his wife, which he's resting next to now, Ellen, she used to make quilts, and they were gorgeous. And his daughter made quilts, which were unbelievably gorgeous. So the quilt thing was just something they did, And, he just had a great old time. And they had pictures of him with several presidents and that he took photographs on. And it was kind of really wonderful. So that's the way that goes.
So
I'm going to miss him. Miss him saying aloha every time we started the show. I'm going to miss him saying aloha, hello, and aloha goodbye. I'm going to miss that a lot.
I'm going to miss that too. And my heart, it's just relieved to know that he did actually pass away peacefully, besides the years of having the oral problems and dealing with that.
Okay, let's take a few calls. Okay. And then I got some more. I wanted to talk about the president and what I foresee happening, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Teresa, you are live on the air with Psychic Dayle Schear.
Hi, Teresa.
Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday. Have you been listening?
Yes, I have, and I'm sorry to hear about your dog, Lucky. Poor thing.
Oh.
Yes, my doggie. Loved him with all my heart.
Oh,
it's sad. Well, there is such a thing as rainbow heaven, and if you look it up, it's amazing. I'm going to send something to Barbara that will show her about rainbow heaven and how all the animals wait for you, and when you come there, they are by your side.
Oh.
But anyway, how can I help you, Teresa? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Brooklyn, Dayle. I haven't talked to you in a while, but I've talked to you privately by phone in the past, yes.
Yes, I remember that. Did you move?
Not yet. I'm on the cusp of everything. Everything is on the cusp. I found a realtor to help me. I'm still at the location where I was currently living, where I was having the problems with the landlord.
Mm-hmm.
So, so this is my question. We're in June. We're going into June tomorrow, next week. But I received a call because the landlord and I, we had to, he didn't never showed up for court, but the court did help me. So I received a call from a lawyer, like the beginning, I think in the middle of April. And he asked me if I was interested in being paid to move out because of the discrepancy that the landlord and I are having. He said, well, there's a program. We'll pay you to move out. Are you interested? And I told him, yes. So he did tell me the number. It's like $10,000 or something. And he said, we'll pay that to you, and then, there'll be no animosity between, your credit doesn't get affected, But the thing about it, I have not heard back from the lawyer. I talked to him twice, and I haven't heard back from him yet.
Okay, let me say this much. It sounds like a scam, but maybe it's not. You need to look up online in U.S. search the name of the attorney on who he is and what he does. I've never heard of an attorney soliciting somebody and saying, gee, we want to pay you $10,000 to move out, unless it was the landlord's attorney. Was it the landlord's? Was it the landlord's attorney?
You know what? I don't think so, because I have a new number, and the landlord does not have this number, and he can only get this number from the court. So you know what? Maybe. Wow, could be. I didn't think of it like that. Sounds
to be very weird, and I'd like you to look him up and see if he truly exists. And you have his phone number as well, and you can, I think if you call 411 in reverse or something like that, you can track him down. Let me ask my husband just a moment. Blythe? What number do you call if you're trying to trace something? Is it 411? When you're trying to trace somebody, is it 411? 411 reverse number. That's the one you want to look up. So if that number says it doesn't exist, then he doesn't exist. But if it does say he does exist, you want to look it up. Okay?
Okay. Because I have the number. Okay. Ooh.
All right. Thank you for calling.
That way. Thank you.
And if you need more help, then give me a call. Okay.
All right. Fine. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. The next one. Angela, you were live on the air with Psychic Dayle Schear.
Hello.
Hi, Angela.
First of
Where
all,
are you calling from?
Oh, Pensacola. We spoke before. First of all,
you're calling from where?
The Vacant Donuts.
I'm not understanding you.
I'm calling from Pensacola.
Barbara, can you understand what she's saying?
No. Sounds like Goda.
Is that better?
Angela from where are you calling from, Angela?
Mexico,
Mexico.
Florida.
Okay, Mexico, Florida.
Florida.
Yeah, we talked before.
Okay, well, all right. Refresh my memory.
Okay, first of all, my condolences of your friend passing.
Thank you.
Second of all, as far as writing letters and stuff, I had recently a friend passed about 4 months ago, and I still to this day jump up on his Facebook and, type how my day was doing and everything, or get on one of his other media accounts and just, type out how I'm doing, what my day was been like.
Right.
It does give you a little bit of peace to get that off your chest.
Yes, my girlfriend, she was yelling at me. She said, they're going to think you're crazy because I've been texting him on his phone and telling him what's going on and da-da-da, and that we miss you and all that stuff. And I said, no, that's the way I deal with it for me, and it makes me feel better.
Yeah. All right, Adele, I'm dealing with an estranged relationship. What's in the cards for that?
Well, I'm not doing the cards at the moment because I'm missing 2 cards, and I don't know where they went, and I got to find them. But what do you want? What is his name?
Her name is Kelsey.
Her name. What's it? Okay, I think I remember Kelsey. And you haven't talked to her in a while?
Correct.
a long while?
About a month and a half.
Okay. And what happened that you guys don't speak anymore? She's with someone else?
No. She was living upstairs with me, and she told me that she was moving and everything, so I had my cable account up there, and I went and said, well, since you're going to be moving and you're going to be at work, there ain't no reason to have internet up there right now. So I had my internet shut off, and she really blew up about that. And then when she's moved, she ain't put in the change of address, so the mailman started putting her stuff in my mailbox. Well, I contacted other people to get a hold of her to tell her that she had mail, that she had a check and stuff. So she tried to have Jackie come and pick up her mail from me, and I says, no, I can't legally give this to you because it's not you. It's not your name on it.
Okay, get to the point. What are you trying to ask?
Is it going to be repairable?
Eventually, yes, it will be. But she thinks you shut the internet off on purpose to get rid of her. So she's very upset about that. But eventually, you have her address?
No.
Can you get her address?
No. I don't even know where she's moved to. She during the episode of her mail stuff, she texted me and she says she doesn't want to talk to me, speak to me, or anything like that because of the way I treated her. But the whole time she was here, I was her babysitter. I made sure I helped her get back on her feet. I helped her get her apartment. No,
I get it. But some people just don't appreciate that. So at this point, she doesn't want to talk to you, have anything to do with you. So unfortunately, let it be. And maybe someday she'll come around. But I feel you'll meet someone else prior to her in the near future. And so you need to let go of her so you can find someone new. It's real important that you do that. But because right now, it would be a long time, but eventually you two would make up somehow, some way. But it will never be the same as it was.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sweetheart. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Okay, are you ready for the next one?
One more. Yeah, go ahead.
Colleen, you were live on the air with Psychic Dayle Schear.
Hi, Colleen.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm calling from Arizona.
Yes.
So my question is I have recently found new love and also recently got out of a relationship. And I'm thinking about getting married very soon.
Why?
So I just feel like this is the one for me. But what I'm asking is...
Has he asked you to marry him?
He has.
Wow. How long have you known this guy?
About 3 months.
Okay. And you want to know if you should marry him?
I want to know if I can marry him and also if that is going to make my ex extremely jealous.
Why
make
do you
him
care?
go bonkers. Why do I care?
Why?
I care for my safety.
Yeah.
For my safety.
Oh, I see.
I
Well,
think she's a wild one.
do you have his phone number or anything of that sort?
Yep, I do.
What I would do is talk to him nicely and tell him you have met somebody and you're moving on with your life. You don't have to mention the marriage at all because I don't think it's appropriate to get married right away within 3 months because of the situation. So you need to calm him down and tell him, you met someone, you're happy for the first time in your life in a long time, and, the two of you can remain friends, and that's the way you can do it. And if he doesn't want to go for that, then I would write a restraining order and attach it for the police so that they'd understand that he might try to hurt you.
Yeah, I have the restraining order right now.
Okay.
I have that.
Okay, that's good.
Are you getting any messages or feelings about the person that I'm interested in?
Yeah, he's very nice, very sweet, and very kind, but not marriage material yet. I would give it a good 6 months. Give it a good 6 months or so and see where it goes from there.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Okay? But it looks good, so hang in there. I don't see any harm coming to you, so you'll be okay. All right?
Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. Have a good bye.
Okay, Barbara?
Yes.
Barbara? Hi.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about the election? I wanted to tell you look, I'm not a world predictor, and Johnny knows that, but I have my own feelings about what's going to happen on July 11th or thereabouts.
Well, this is a good time to talk about it. It's, buzzing right now that the verdicts have come in and Donald Trump has been found guilty on all accounts. What is that, 43 or
34? 34.
Okay.
34. Okay, here's the deal. How, in God's name, can you say everyone in the jury is a Democrat when you don't even know? How can you say that all these people are wrong? How can you say that the President of the United States is behind this, which is ridiculous? How can you even say that you did nothing wrong when there were 34 counts against you? What I see happening, just as I said, I'm not a world predictor, but I do see him, when it comes down to the judge, which he has said terrible things about. If you or I would have said that, we'd be in jail behind bars for the rest of our life. But, I mean, I feel that they're going to confine him to one of the houses that he has, and then he'll have to pay money, and they'll confine him, for a period of time. I don't believe, there is a chance he might go to jail, but I don't think the judge made a statement, I don't want to put you in jail, but at the same token, I have a job to do. So there could be some jail time or a very short amount, but at the same time, Trump is going around saying, poor me, poor me, poor me. And I think what really got me upset, I was looking at some of the things on my internet, and it was showing me all these people hanging the American flag upside down, just because that one judge did that, and his wife. So I feel if it was you, me, or Johnny doing any of these 34 things, we all be in jail. And I feel everybody should be treated, the way they should be treated, the same. Now, Barbara, what's your feeling?
I agree. I believe they should be treated equally. But look, the facts are out there. With this kind of trial, facts don't lie. There it is, everybody. You have this judge that apparently is amazing, and the attention to detail was amazing. So he's going to scrutinize all the evidence. He's going to look and sort the jurors, and they did. This is what happened. So why doesn't he just accept it, be accountable? Well, that probably won't happen, but instead of fight, and say this is a witch hunt, like move on. Okay, don't you have a campaign going on? Don't you need to get out there and start being positive and talk to people?
Well, you want to hear this? They convicted him of 34, things that he did, and he's been convicted, and then he got $34 million. Go figure it out. Are the people crazy out there? Are they nuts? Do they realize, Robert De Niro was just, I don't know if you saw anything on him on TV, but he went ballistic. And Jimmy Kimmel went ballistic. But, I mean, it's just like, hey,
I thought
if no one is above the law, that's the whole thing right there. No one's above the law.
I saw Cohn being interviewed.
Yeah.
The reason why this all went down. And, he really is a believable person. And if you followed along like you did, you must not have been surprised with the verdict, were you?
Yeah, because I'm not a world predictor, so I was curious. I was figuring the chance of him going to jail, because they mentioned it's his first offense, and the chance it was an E thing or something that they don't put people like that in jail. They may confine him to home, but he could get up to 4 years, stuck at home, which in his home, does he really care? He'll have, he'll still end up making president. And, these people that are voting for him don't understand that what he's going to do to this country. It's time to get your passports, people. Time to get out. That's the best thing I can say. And John,
what if somebody else becomes president? Then will we be okay, according to you, Dayle?
Well, that's the thing. I can't figure out if something should happen, who the Republicans would pick for president. Because then you have Biden. I'm not saying he's the best at all, but, he's at least a little better. And, with Biden, he could die tomorrow, being his age, 81. So, the whole world is just like up in arms, and Europe is looking at us like we are nuts. They think we're crazy. So anyway, Johnny, what's your feeling?
It's unprecedented. That's all I got to say to that. I mean, I because you start saying things like, well, eventually, because it's like all this legal stuff. It's like he has this. They say that he's like Teflon. Everything that happens,
yes.
He just bounces off of him, and then he gets more and more and more popular. And then he'll do things like, okay, how did this happen? And the truth is that I do think he's going to win in November, only because I think that it's just like it doesn't work.
Wait a second. Blythe, the dog's up. Has to go out. Here, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But,
go ahead, Johnny.
I'm saying that, I think that Biden really hasn't really run a good campaign, to be honest. He seems apathetic.
He hasn't.
Very apathetic.
Biden, but he's doing the best he can. There's 3 wars going on, and he's trying to be the peacemaker. But at the same token, no, he's not a great president, but he's way better than Trump. Because do you realize what Trump wants to do? He wants to take all the people that have come over the border. We're talking millions. I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't, but he wants to lock them up. He wants to rip them away from their families, and he wants to throw them back to their countries. We're talking about 6 million people. You tell me how that man is going to do that. He wants to release all the people from January 6th. He calls them honorable people, and he wants to release them all. There's so much stuff that he wants to do when he doesn't even look at what's going on with 3 wars. He could care less about those. you know, he doesn't want us to have electric cars at all. He's going to axe that. I mean, this is all the stuff he's been saying. And then, you know, he tries very hard to do it. Of course, he wants to build a wall, which he never built the first time. But how the Republican Party can be behind this man, and I'm not saying I'm for or against him because I don't even know. But, I mean, you know, it's just like how the I have no respect for the Republican Party whatsoever at this point. Hello?
Come here. Dayle, you there?
Yeah.
Oh. Are you ready for another caller?
Yeah. I was just wondering what your feeling was on that.
Johnny,
I
what's
don't
your
know what
feeling?
I don't know what to think, except I've never seen this before or heard of this happening, you know?
Neither have we.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
But anyway.
I was born in the 60s, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
All they did was, you know, Bobby Kennedy. And then you have Robert Kennedy. God knows what he's for. That's another mess. I mean, you know. Barbara, what do you think of this? The Secretary of State, if something happens to the president or the vice president, they're supposed to become president of the United States. Well, Trump doesn't have a vice president yet. If something should happen to him and he wins or whatever the situation is, would Johnson be the Secretary of State? Would he be the president?
No.
Well,
it would be the Speaker of the House. The Speaker of the House. Yeah, it goes President, Vice President, Speaker of the House, and then the Secretary of State.
I meant Secretary. Isn't he Secretary of State, Johnson?
No, Johnson is the Speaker of the House, I believe.
Oh, okay. So wouldn't it be him that would be president?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, you're right. It would be him because remember when there was I think it was Speaker of the House then Dennis Hastert back in the year 2000, and they were talking about whether or not there was going to be a congressional emergency because of the fact that they couldn't pick who the president was. And they said we don't have any year for an emergency because if the January 20th, if we don't have a president, Dennis Hastert, the president of the United States, will become president of the United States. So yeah,
right.
That's what they would do. But anyway,
that could be a possibility. But anyway, all right. Yes, I am ready for the next call.
Brenda, you are live on the air with Psychic Dayle Schear.
And I'm sorry for talking about politics. It's not my own opinion.
It was interesting to hear what you guys had to say. Miss Dayle, I'm very sorry for the loss of Lucky, but
thank you.
Pleased to say the Rainbow Bridge is real, and he's up there with 8 beautiful guinea pigs that would love to breed him. Because I'm a guinea pig mom, and I lost my 8. Well, I lost my 8th and final guinea pig about a year ago, and I still want them. I was looking at the other day. They're such loving creatures, and she was 8 years old, and they don't normally last 3 years, but she's a pampered, very loved, custom cages, strollers, took her on vacation, so I feel your pain.
Gosh.
And I pray for you and hope that, you'll find peace in all the
pain,
love and joy that Lucky brought you.
The pain is worse than, or as bad as losing a child. It's just he was only 3 years old, and we did the best we could, but it's just
they're our baby.
He would, but the Rainbow Bridge, somebody we don't know where that came from, except for I heard somebody anonymously talk about the Rainbow Bridge, and I wondered if it was real. But I think because so many people believe in it, it has become real.
I think it has become real because so many people believe in it too. But I have escorted all my piggies to the Rainbow Bridge. They've all passed in loving arms and knowing that they were loved, and I just imagine that they're up there playing and frolicking and living their best life.
Yes, I believe that. How can I help you, sweetheart? And where are you calling from?
We talked before. I'm calling from North Carolina, and I still have the same question. And the gentleman that we spoke about before is not in my life. I just want to know, am I ever going to really find true love and be able to love somebody like there's no heartbreak?
Are you still with him?
No, I was never with him. It was just someone that I cared about, but it did not materialize. And I am not willing to settle, but I was just wondering, I'm getting to a point, it's been 5 years since I've been in a relationship, and I'm just wondering if I'm really going to meet some. I've met people, but they haven't been good players. They've not been honest.
You got to stop comparing everybody to that one guy. He was very special. Well, kind of you do, but I mean, he was very special. He was very good. But do I see you being with someone? Yes. I see a J in the guy's name. I see him tall and good looking, a little older, and he does play golf quite a bit, and he's a good guy, and I feel like you'll meet him in connection either with friends or someone else. But I do see someone coming into your life and you possibly living with them or getting married, and I see it to be good.
Okay.
Okay?
Pay attention. Okay, thank you.
And get some more guinea pigs, or have you?
Right.
No, I'm traveling too much for guinea pigs now, so... But I watch the shows all the time, and I watch their videos, so I'm still a guinea pig supporter, but my travels won't allow for that at this point.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck to you, sweetie, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Johnny, what?
Oh, what were you saying?
Now, what were you saying? Was there any more people?
There is, but I haven't screened this person. But I can put this person through.
It doesn't matter. No. Just let them through.
Okay. Caller, you are live on the air with Psychic Schear.
Hi, man. Thank you so much for being here, and love your show. And you always have interesting factual information for callers. Tina, Colorado. And I have a question about my job. I did get the job that used to say 2 months ago, or 3 months ago. I am in the job. So the job that I have right now, do you see me? I did get promoted, but do you see
Just a minute. I got my dog biting my toe. Just a minute. Live. Just a minute. I got to put this on hold. Ow! You don't do this. Stop. Talk. I'm being attacked by my puppy.
That's cute.
Johnny.
Yes.
Johnny.
I'm here.
I've been having weird dreams about animals, too. It's weird that everybody's talking about animals.
I know. I mean, I got a new dog a couple of months. We got a new dog a couple of months ago. Dayle did. I mean,
yeah, and you have a new dog, and also I've been watching Ink Masters, and they just did this where they were tattooing animals on people. I thought that was really cool, and people were even becoming animals.
I'm back.
Oh, whoops.
I'm sorry. I had my puppy biting my toe. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
What was your question?
Go ahead.
What?
Yes. Well, congratulations, Michelle, Mr. Johnny, and the ladies for your new babies. And thank you very much for taking my call. My question is, I have a court hearing on July 18th, and you see me winning it. I didn't do nothing bad. No. It's not. It's just it's someone that I.
Okay, what is the court? What is the court hearing about, honey?
This person sold me a lemon car 2 years ago.
Aha. Well, there's a lemon law.
Yes.
There is a lemon law. Do you have an attorney?
I had an attorney. I have all his paperwork, but he asked me for more money. I said I cannot do that. I have enough evidence to win my case because the car is in the car. It's proof.
You will win the case, hands down. Okay, but call us back on that. Okay.
Yes, Miss O. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye,
Okay, Barbara.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you get my number? My number's out and everything. I had my toe being bitten by my puppy. She's
I hope it was just a nibble.
Well, yeah, I have marks all over me that have bled to death. She's 9 weeks old, and she is a puppy, so she's always doing something. What can I say?
Oh yeah, and those puppy teeth are almost like needles. I remember those.
Oh yes.
Okay, well everybody, get your pencil out, and you're going to write down Psychic Dayle Schear's direct phone number in a second. All right, 808-372-1816. Now you have Psychic Dayle Schear's direct number, and you can call her this week in between shows. You can have more of a private reading, a very long reading, a long private reading, not just a few minutes here in front of everybody. Yeah, where you can really hone into their issue or problem or path they're taking and see, dissect what's going on and really guide them. Right, Dayle?
Yeah, and then my website is Dayle, Dayle, Schear, SCHEAR.com, if they want to find out more about me. And Johnny, did we leave anybody hanging?
Nope. We did all of them.
Okay. Good. So we're good. And also, Barbara, real quick, I wanted to ask, how was your trip to Vegas? Or, were you okay?
It was too short because I planned on staying. It was only 2 nights with them. Then 2 nights, then I have to go right back. That's a lot of preparation, right? I like to go 3 nights at least. Okay. So then my friend, when I got there, she did warn me, the one that was going to be for the 3rd night, that she had about bed bugs, and they were all gone, she said, but then they came back and they said, well, we're going to need to do it one more time. Apparently it's a big hassle and you have to move everything out and then they do it again. I just felt like I was going to opt out of that because what if I did bring a bed bug home to my home?
Oh,
and
gosh.
Then, lo and behold,
and
guys,
it's happened to me.
I had a rash, and I never even saw her, and I had a rash. Well, it turned out to be from the sun. What was that?
Well, I've had that happen with bed bugs or, I don't know if it's bed bugs or something else. My ex-husband, he wanted me to know if he can use my washer dryer. He said he had bed bugs or something. I didn't even think about it, and I did. And they got it all over the place. I mean, just one little bug, and that's it. You have to throw out everything that you own.
Hold on. Just from you letting him, wash his bed bug clothes in your machine. Oh, that's what I thought. They're very contagious. I didn't want to go over there.
Highly.
Laying in her bedding and all that, and then I have to bring my suitcase in because I don't want to leave it out in some car where it could get broken into. So you always have to bring it in. Then I've got my clothes in there on the carpet, laid down. Heck no. And I saw a girl have a bed bug problem, my next door neighbor at an old place. She was a 6-foot-tall blonde chick from head to toe. She was littered with little tiny raised up bumps that were red.
I'll never forget this, though. Blythe, which wasn't my husband then, called me up and he said, he was in Hawaii, and he says, what did you do with bed bugs? I said, what are you talking about? And because I was itching on my head. I didn't know, what that was, because I've never had them. And so I had to use the shampoo to get rid of it, but it's terrible. In fact, whenever you go to a new place, or you go to Vegas, or you go somewhere, check for bed bugs before you go. It's an important factor.
How do you see them? I didn't know. I thought they were so
with your eyes?
small that you can't see them without eyes.
Oh, yeah. No, you can see them. Just open up the mattress and look underneath, and you'll see little brown things crawling around.
Ew, okay.
Okay?
In fact, everybody
anyway, for Richard, I want to say a big aloha to everyone, and thank you all for calling in. And don't you want to say a big aloha, Barbara?
I sure do. You know what, Richard? You'll always be with us in spirit. A big aloha to you, and I'm so grateful for the years, just a few years that I got to know you and have you on the show and enjoy you and your stories. You were an amazing man. We have been grateful to know you. Thank you, Dayle, for sharing, and thank you, Johnny, for welcoming him on. Richard Conrad on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Johnny.
You didn't have to. Yeah, thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, thank you.
And he was cool to have.
Thank you,
around
Johnny.
For a while. Yeah.
Thanks.
And Johnny really started liking him a lot. So thank you. And, even at 95, it still hurts. It hurts a lot, and I know people have to die, and 95, it's a very long life, but I wished I could have gone to the funeral, but no word. But anyway.
Well, we pray for you, Dayle, as his friend, and then also not going to the funeral and all that. We're praying for you because you're hurting. It hurts. You're not just going through that, but you also lost your beloved, lucky German Shepherd. And so you've been through a lot. We're glad we're here for you, Johnny and Barbara. We are here for you and everybody who listens, who loves you, who calls in today to get advice from you. We appreciate you. We care about you. We love you. We are praying for you about the hardship and sadness that you are going through, the loss that you are feeling right now with one of your best friends, Richard Conrad, and your other best friend, Lucky.
And the wild thing is that his son wanted me to let you guys know because he knew how much Richard loved the show. And for whatever reason, he just loved the show. And he loved Johnny, he loved you, he loved the show. So anyway, let's give a big aloha, and we'll see you next week, next Friday.
Aloha.
Is that a holiday or anything?
Rest in peace.
I don't think
Aloha,
so. No.
Rest in peace, Richard Conrad.
Rest in peace.
Lucky. All right.
He's buried he's being buried at Woodby Islands in Washington, next to his wife. So he has a view of the ocean, and I think that's wonderful.
And I looked up ocean shores. I've been there many times. We can talk about that another time, Dayle, when you're up to it, okay? But for now, everybody, you enjoy your weekend. Good night. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Good night.
Aloha.
Aloha.